All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about some motivation. Let's talk about some meditation. Let's talk about some inspiration. If it's not one of the three, I don't want it. So here we are starting this day, getting into this grind, this mentality, starting to realize where positivity affects in our lives, in our ability, sitting down here like I do every day, reading my 10 scrolls of success, and getting into mentality, getting into the ability within, preparing yourself for what you're looking for, preparing yourself for the challenges to come, the ability within who you are, the ability within your being, your vibration. Each day that you face off against challenges, that you overcome things, that you put yourself in a place where you utilize your mentality is amazing. And I'm sitting here today and I'm putting in that kind of time, putting in that kind of effort, putting in that kind of ability, and that's where we end up starting to believe in ourselves. What does it mean to be you? Yesterday I had a customer who came in and they wrote down, I am a human being. I am a human being. What does it mean to be you? What does it mean to be present within yourself? What does it mean to use your skills, your talents, and your mentality in such a way that you have the ability to become present or to be yourself, And so here we are again today, putting in that kind of place for that kind of time, for that kind of ability, as we look at the end of another very wonderful month. What is it that's bringing us closer to ourselves? And as I read these 10 scrolls, the third scroll of the 10 scrolls success says, I will persist until I succeed. And see, when you're putting in the time and you're putting in the effort to continue, when you're putting in the mentality, that's what starts to open up. It starts to become a part of your process. I've been reading this mantra for quite some time on a daily basis, as well as putting other things into the mindset and into the process of purpose, into path, into position, that mentality will start to open up. And so when we're focusing towards that direction, when we're putting in that kind of time and we're putting in that kind of effort, we start to become what we speak about ourselves. We start to become mentally wealthy, mentally strong, mentally aware. And as we start to go beyond the challenges that we face off against, and we start to let the universe work in our lives and in our being, it's when challenges start to be overcome. It's not when we're looking down, but when we're looking within, when we're looking at ourselves for the way up, for the ability to overcome. As I put in these daily videos and I start to see more and more people enjoy them, I start to see more and more people waking up to hearing these motivational videos, I realize that I'm out there inspiring others more than oneself. And when we look within for the answers, that's where we start to find the solutions. It's when we start to find ways to overcome the things that we're facing off against, and that's when we start to get to a place where focus and knowledge become reflections of motivation and meditation. It's not what goes on around us, but what goes on within us that matters the most. And it's when we're looking within that we start to ask the questions. It's when we're looking within that we start to overcome the challenges. It's when our energy and stars starts to get applied, you know. Yesterday I was asked why not do meditation all day long. And it said every part of our being, every part of our process is meditation. The highest level of meditation is for you to achieve it, to actually be awake and to be aware and to use your energy and your gifts and your talents in a way in which you're able to work in this world and you're able to work in your being. And that's when you start to manifest things in your life. And so what does it mean to be oneself? You know, what does it mean to be you? And how do you use your gifts and your talents in a way in which the universal law of riches starts to work, where what you're giving more and what you're receiving is wealth, what you're receiving as ability within oneself and ability within one's being, you know, when what you're seeking out inside is also seeking you, when your mentality goes beyond and it goes within and it truly overcomes, you know, the reflection is what people see. What they look at is, you know, what you know about yourself is what matters, though. When you're looking within for the answers, when you're looking within for the ability to overcome, realize that the challenges that we're facing on a daily, they're just bringing you closer to yourself. And when you believe in yourself, you believe in your abilities, the universe is going to test to see how positive you are. That's why Newton's third law is so important. For each action, there's an equal and opposite. So once we start utilizing our ability, once we start utilizing our mentality, and what's going on within becomes a reflection outwards, that's where we open up beyond challenges. And so, can we focus to that point? Can we use our knowledge inside so much that we become the filter of no matter where we are, that we are who we are? And that we are disciplined to that point. We're disciplined to the place within. We're disciplined to the point where no matter the challenge that we have, we overcome. So when we use what's within, when we overcome from within ourselves, when we find the solutions inside of who we are, when we start to become to that place where our reflection is inspiration, that's when the universe starts to work in your favor. And when you start to you know, when you hear things like Einstein said, become friends with the universe, or others that understand, you know, the light within the universe, and the purpose of us actually being here is that we actually start utilizing that light, and we start utilizing those purposes, those abilities within ourselves, and that we actually are inspirations when we are being who we are. When we, one of the most amazing quotes I ever heard was, "I'm not doing anything else other than anybody else is doing other." And what I mean by that is, I'm not doing anything different. I'm using the skills, the talents, the gifts that are available to everybody. It's what we think about ourselves and what our vibration actually vibrates outwards that is utilized the most. And when we utilize that and we find joy in ourselves and in our challenges, that's when we start to overcome. That's when we start to go within, and that's when the reflection starts to come in your direction. You have actually attracted things to you that you're looking and seeking after you as well. So when you're out there and you're looking for discipline, you're looking for focus, look within oneself. I do hope that you all have a blessed day. As always, blessings, blessings, blessings. and namaste.